Welcome to the Same Side Selling Podcast. This is Ian Altman. On this episode, why do deals get delayed? Now, members in our Same Side Selling Academy consistently, when I say consistently, I mean just about every single month when we have our live coaching session, they talk about deals that happened where their 9-month sales cycle became a 4-month sales cycle, where their typical $200,000 deal became a $2 million deal, so they're getting bigger deals in a shorter time frame. Yet, despite these deal sizes growing, despite seeing people consistently compress the sales cycle, what I also hear when I speak at events is one of the most common questions I get from people at events when I'm keynoting is, how do we deal with these delayed deals? How do we overcome these issues where the client has no sense of urgency, where it seemed like the client was really interested, but now they're ghosting us. They seem like they were all ready to go, but now not so much. So we're trying to tap into that mindset of why deals are lingering. So what do people try to do? Well, what businesses often try to do when clients are not making fast decisions or decisions as fast as you would like is you start to create false senses of urgency. So you say, oh, this is a deal that's only good through the end of the month, or I'm going to discount the deal, or it comes down to begging. People are like, oh, please, I told my boss that I was going to bring this deal in. Is there any way we can get it done? But what you need to realize is that each of those examples is about something that's important to you as the seller and not what's important to the end customer. And if people don't think they're getting good results, they don't really care if you discount it or not. Of course, they would love to pay less for things, but fundamentally, we want to be selling results or value, not selling on price. And for every penny that you discount, it's a penny of profit that you're giving away. So what do top performers do? Well, when we have these Coaches Corner calls in the Same Side Selling Academy, what we learn from people is top performers ask great questions to ensure that the client is the one supplying the urgency. So they ask questions like, well, how long has this been going on? What have you done to try and solve this issue? What happens if you don't solve it now? Now, I understand that we're going to do all this great work for you, but what would prevent you from getting results, even if we did everything we said we would do? And what we're doing is we're having a dialogue to uncover all the potential risks that could be there. Why is that important? Well, if we have a conversation and we're bringing up the things that could derail the project, then what happens is collaboratively, we're coming up with a solution to overcome those problems. When that happens, our client now becomes more confident that we can deliver the results for them. See, many of your customers have had experiences buying things from vendors in the past who didn't deliver. And then they spent money, they didn't get the results, they look bad, and their company's out the money. So that's a big concern for people. So what we want to think about is instead, recognize that nobody delays solving a problem when they believe in the cost associated with not solving the problem, and when they also believe they found the best solution to deliver results for them. What that means is that when people aren't making a decision, they either don't believe in the impact of not solving the problem, or they don't believe in your ability to deliver the results for them, or both. Now, when I say they don't believe in your ability to deliver the results, it could mean that you have an amazing track record of delivering results, but they're concerned about whether or not they can implement and take advantage of what it is that you do. I've had people come to me and they're like, look, I don't know that we would actually implement all of the same side selling principles. So even though we've seen all these other companies achieve great results, I don't know that I can lead our team to do that. And that's a valid reason why someone shouldn't move forward. And if someone's got that situation with your business, part of it is asking those questions to say, what would prevent you from getting great results even if we delivered everything we said we would do? What would prevent you from reaching these outcomes? Once you have that kind of conversation where you're seeking the things that could prevent them from having success, when you are asking the questions about what happens if they don't solve it, now it's no longer your sense of urgency or the things that you think might be important. Instead, now it becomes a matter of what's important to them. See, the biggest trap for deals lingering on forever is that you're too focused on the sale and not focused enough on the solution or the outcome for the customer. And oftentimes what happens is by not asking questions up front, we assume the outcome that they're looking for, but we never really ask them. So we might be trying to solve the wrong puzzle for them, and that's why the customer isn't comfortable. In some cases, you might get an organization where I had someone recently who said, well, I'm talking to somebody and they said they're probably going to be leaving the company in the next 4 months. They don't want to go through with this, so what do I do? And I said, there's nothing you can do. Because if that person is planning to leave in the next 4 months, they don't want to go through the headaches of changing to you. They'll just leave that for someone else to deal with. So when you get that situation, when deals are lingering, the first thing you have to do is look in the mirror. You have to look in the mirror and say, have they convinced us that this is a problem that has to be solved? Have they convinced us that they understand what it takes to get the results? They know what the results are going to look like, and do they feel confident that we can deliver in concert with them to achieve the outcome they need? And if not, it's premature to ask for any business. But if you've done a good job asking those questions, you merely at the end get to ask, would you like our help? And that's when we know we're on the same side, because no one feels like they're selling anything. Instead, the client feels like you have a solution to their problem. And once they want your help, that's when the deal happens. If there are topics you'd like me to cover, just drop me a note to ian@ianaltman.com. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and all those things that help get this in front of other people. And I'll see you on the next episode of the Same Side Selling Podcast. So long.